And welcome to ESPN College Football, presented by Tums on a Sunsplash Saturday afternoon here at Lincoln Financial Field in the city of brotherly love. OU comes calling the 13th ranked Sooners and the Temple Owls out of the American meeting for just the third time all time on the road, some 1,400 miles from Norman. Handoff along the left side and stacked up. No real estate for Jay Ducker, the transfer from Sam Houston, and Kip Lewis brought him down quickly. A senior from Mount Joy, Pennsylvania, about 2 hours west of downtown Philadelphia. Temple won the coin toss and elected to receive. Tate Sandell on the playing surface for OU. Tyler Stewart back deep for the Owls. The SEC versus the American. We are underway. And 8 yards deep into the end zone. Sooners showing pressure. They'll drop out of it. Simon Flush into the flats. Well short of the line to gain and quickly corralled at the 26. Javonte Barnes motions out. Empty backfield for OU on first down. Off the tunnel, Deion Burks racing ahead. The Purdue transfer. He'll pick up 9 on first down. The ball is snapped before just about anybody can get set, including the broadcasting team. Mateer, Flush. Sheds off one potential tackler. Down the field, first down. With Brent Venables this week, virtual. There's Deion Burks. Gonna be tackled in the backfield. The TFL, Curly Adonias. And a loss of 9. Temple defense trying to rise up. First possession of the game for OU. Mateer sensing pressure. Kanik has it. Kanik's got a first down. Javonte Barnes in the backfield from just inside the 10. He'll get the call right through the A-gap, twisting and turning down to the 3. Both head coaches would tell you these 2025 versions are much better than their 2024 counterparts. Right up the middle. There goes Barnes into the end zone. And Oklahoma strikes first.
That they're trying to make sure that they dominate early in this one.
And they'll show Kanik out of the shotgun. What appears to be a 2-point try. Over the right side, now the jump pass, and it's caught!
Converted defensive player. We'll start with the running back, start with Javonte Barnes. Great job on the inside zone. But you got your former linebacker, turned tight end, turned quarterback with a no-look pass. Unbelievable job. And he has a sense of peace and calm around him.
Along the left side, Colin Chase gets a touch. Big play for the Owls. 3rd and 1. And they get the surge up front. The answer is no. OU was ready and waiting. Numeral 0, David Stone. Off the side of the foot and a wobbler. Spins nearly out of bounds. Fielded cleanly. Satania. And ahead almost to midfield, a punt of just 34, a return of 11. A good start for Oklahoma on the road here in Philadelphia. Mateer back to work, second possession for the Sooners. Zion Kearney will pick up the first down, his first grab of this season. 8 catches a year ago for the sophomore.
Not only do I want to win this guy a Heisman Trophy, but I want to build and instill confidence into the entire team that they didn't have last year.
3rd down and 8 for Mateer. Surveys. Flush. This is where he gets the job done. Kanik has the first down. Jaren Kanik today, already 3 receptions and a 2-point conversion completion in an 8-0 lead for OU.
One thing that you're going to notice about Mateer, there's so much talk about him being a runner, and he is, but when he escapes in the pocket, injuries at quarterback, so it wasn't all the coach's fault, but still the confidence was injured.
Pop pass to Burks. Try to get to the edge. And weaving his way through traffic, Ordonez a tackle.
I see what you did there.
2nd down. Mateer survives for a moment, then is brought down behind the 30. OU has been lethal on 3rd down so far. Handoff to Barnes, stacked up and driven backwards. Sekou Chroma. And a loss of 2 more. Sandell missed from 42 a week ago in the win against Michigan. From 52 this week, a different story. And Oklahoma extends its lead, now 11-0 OU. This is the situation where Venables likes to bring pressure. Here they come, off the edge. Simon, the timing route was there, and a first down for Temple.
Great job by Holloway, just getting available. Evan Simon knew that he was going to get hit. He knew that pressure was coming. He eases a little bit to his right and gets the ball out just in time.
How about Simon staying in the pocket that time, knowing a collision was on the way? Rutgers transfer. He was a part of this program a year ago, decided to stay when Casey Keeler came on board. A little bit of cushion for Holloway. Yet to call the name of JoJo Bermudez, who also is a burner. Passing look on third down. There's the pressure, and down goes Simon. Reggie Powers the third, 13 in crimson and cream.
Don't worry about celebrating every snap. Let's worry about playing football. And so hopefully we're settled in now and we can get back in this thing.
Thank you.
All right, thank you.
Marilyn, thank you very much. On first down, Oklahoma. At what point will he be unleashed? He's one of the top running backs in the country coming into this season. Satania, full head of steam. Tripped up near the 26. Combination, all of the above. Here with all afternoon to survey, a jump toss and a strike. First down, Oklahoma. 12th play of the possession for the Sooners. Blaylock plants, cuts, and explodes into the end zone. Second touchdown of the season for the true freshman.
Humble, Texas. Not the biggest guy, man. He runs with intent, seeks downhill, and wants contact.
The same cards were played a year ago. Tennessee came to town. Game day was there. Sooners didn't play well. Didn't show up. They certainly did a week ago. And the idea of a trap game today. He stepped out of bounds. He stepped out at the 1-yard line. And a microcosm of this start for Temple today.
The rule on the field is the returner received the ball before stepping out of bounds. First and 10.
It was Tyler Stewart saying.
Yeah, Tyler Stewart has to have just a little bit more awareness. If you know you're that close to the sideline, get that foot out of bounds first. Let's say intentionally you want it to be a kickoff out of bounds. You could do that, but Tyler Stewart didn't know how close he was. So instead, he receives the ball, then he steps out of bounds, and by that time it's too late. Temple ball at the 1-yard line.
And that may be a little-known rule. You can. Ducker motions out. Third down and 9. The pass batted in the air, nearly caught for the pick six. It was in the air forever.
Fingertip should have been an interception. I get it. You're a defensive lineman. You're not used to touching the ball. But, man, lay out, do something. Oh, it went right between his hands.
OU 4-5 on third down. Xavier Robinson on the field for the first time. And Mateer against the grain buys some time. Retreats and now heaves incomplete. And there is a penalty flag down.
Holding defense, number 24. That's a 10-yard penalty and an automatic first down.
Protecting Mateer.
After a gain of 17, Blaylock to the edge. Blaylock to the end zone. The Sooners putting on an offensive clinic in Philadelphia.
Yeah, no edge, no chance. Look at Sekou Chroma, number 0. He tries to spin inside the defensive end, but you have to set the edge.
Very impressive after a gain of 5. Ducker with the reception. Now weaving his way through traffic. A spin move. Ducker! And the first big play of the afternoon for Temple on offense. Simon in the seam. Pass is caught. And another big gain for the Owls. Sooners showing pressure. It's a spot Brent Venables loves to bring the blitz. Here it comes. There it goes. Simon is belted. Big game next week when Auburn comes to town. Mateer back on the field here through traffic. And a hard hit. It was ripped away. It was ripped away and intercepted. Ty Davis. Lewis remains down on the turf.
This is really, Roy, the first mistake that I've seen John Mateer make. You know, leading your receiver into a zone coverage. Ty Davis is playing zone. He's reading the quarterback's eyes, and see the incidental contact by Davis as he's going to try to make a tackle.
And Evan Simon pay it off. He'll keep it. No room to run. Corralled quickly behind the 15. Here's Carl Harden. 4th and 13, a 34-yard attempt from just inside that left hash. And Harden's able to sneak it through. First points, the first half Oklahoma has given up this season. But Temple on the board and within 3 scores at 25-3. Burks in motion, 2nd and 10. Mateer to the edge. Mateer with a first down. Into the flats. Off the screen, Satania has a little can't miss in him and another first down. Bunch look bottom of the screen with 4 OU wideouts on 3rd down. Less than 40 seconds to go. Quarterback draw, Mateer. Tries to get to the perimeter, and he cannot. Bumped down hard at the 11. Nate Sandell is already in 1 long field goal today after a miss last week early against Michigan. Now 2 for 2 in Philadelphia, and the lead back to 25. Able to find its way last year, dealing with injuries. Now a new identity with a quarterback and an offensive coordinator. Isaiah Satania.
Running backs that are on the field for Oklahoma.
On 3rd down, quarterback keeper, and Mateer is spun down backwards. 3rd down and long. Temple has lived in this moment for most of the afternoon. 3-man pressure. Off the twist, Simon sails it out of bounds. 3rd and 10, pressure, backside, Mateer escapes. Long ways to go. He absorbs the contact, stops short of the line to gain. Cameron Stewart. And another hit with the pressure coming in.
Not just in year 1 or year 2, but 3 and 4.
2 penalty markers come in on the incompletion. Now this becomes significant given the opponent next week. SEC play underway. Auburn comes to town, and a targeting infraction in the 2nd half.
Correct. So now this is different than we had in the first half. The first half, it was targeting with the crown of the helmet that they were looking for. Now it's targeting for a defenseless player. A quarterback in a passing posture is defenseless. So there are 3 aspects of targeting. Number 1 is a player defenseless? Yes. Number 2, is there contact to the head or neck area? Yes. Number 3, which is most important because you need all 3, there has to be an indicator of targeting, which is a launch, a forward and upward thrust, or leading with the head.
After further review, there was targeting on the play. Number 32 has been disqualified.
Coming in the 2nd half, you know what that means for next week.
That means he's out the first half versus Auburn.
Evan Simon, 8 of 17 passing. He's been sacked twice. OU with 8 tackles behind the line of scrimmage. Dump it off. Racing out of bounds is Bermudez, just a 5-yard gain.
Baker Mayfield, one of the top passers last year. Jalen Hurts, Super Bowl.
Around the right edge. Satania still on his feet, brought down inside the 40. Sooners in control, looking for more. Mateer. Canick. First down and goal. Can the offense now regain its rhythm? Into the flats, to the edge, and across the goal line for the touchdown, Xavier Robinson. First score of the season for the sophomore. And the Sooners on the board and rolling once again in Philadelphia. I think he's more comfortable in that role as opposed to just being the head coach and the CEO and a consultant. 3rd down and long, Bermudez spun backwards.
He said he's been a part of teams that had early success and faltered later. He doesn't want to be a part of one of those teams.
Adding a low punt actually will be somewhat impressive in the box score tomorrow. Give him 46. Leading by 32. Mateer with a keeper. There goes John Mateer to the end zone in the house call. Now, he came into this game as a leading rusher for the Sooners. 51 more yards there in the score.
Well, when they say untouched, we're serious about that. Logan Howland's on the edge, number 71. He's filling in. He just stays on his guy. Look at him just turn it, and it's wide open. Derek Simmons, number 66, the right tackle who pulled around, leads the way. Unfortunately, he can't keep up. He's 6'5", he's 300. You're not John Mateer, but you don't have to be. Unbelievable job by this offensive line scheming up the perfect play.
Brent Venables said the cross players are tough, except he used a different selection of words in describing it, to redshirt him and protect this year of eligibility. Hawkins straight ahead, first down and more. Still on his feet. Tate Sandell has been perfect today, and now the backup plays kicker. And a chance from 52. On the way and hooking wide left. Temple just 1 for 12 on third down, 0 for its last 9. Right at the chains. That should be enough for Colin Chase. 15 minutes to go. It has been the John Mateer show, but once again the OU defense back to its dominant ways. Worthy finally corralled. It's one of those games that Tulane has had circled on the calendar after Mensa left via the portal. Evan Simon rush for a first down. 2nd and 7, he'll pick up 8. I thought you were going to go down the OU Texas route, which maybe at some point we'll get to. Bermudez came back for it. Should have enough to pick up the first down.
This team is building confidence. They're steadily rolling as you're seeing them dominate on the football field as we speak.
Wyatt Gilmore forced the fumble off the sack.
You see Wyatt Gilmore coming off of the edge. Look at you see 7 guys up while Gilmore is unblocked. Not only does he get the sack, but he gets the fumble. So that's a sack, that's a tackle for loss, and a fumble. The last thing you want to try to do is recover it. But when you look on tape, he's not as physical as some of the other backs so far. Maybe some of that's because of injury, but I think that's what's got to change in the run block, in the pass blocking game as well, if Ott wants to be on the field more. This year, people were talking about Kansas State as being the favorite. Now it hasn't gone that way so far.
Robinson steamrolls his way down to the 36.
He just is tough.
42-3, Oklahoma in command, in control, as it's been all game long. Michael Hawkins on 3rd and 14 picks up 16. Should be the final snap of the ball game. Robinson try to get down, and he does. And the Sooners continue their impressive romp through the early portion of this schedule in 2025. 42-3, our final score in Philly. Brent Venables, year number 4, calling ball plays on defense. He's got a quarterback, he's got an offense, and he's got a ball team that's going to do some damage this season.
Yeah, this team is trending in the right direction. And this matchup means more than people may think. Sure, it's tempo, it's 42-3, but we would always say that the standard is the standard. You never want to play up or play down to your competition. You fall to the level of your systems, and the system is running effectively for OU.
John Mateer, 20 of 34 passing for 282 yards, a touchdown, the interception. And he also had the 51-yard touchdown run to open up the scoring in our second half, and he is with our Maryland Payne.
John, how do you feel your offense grew today?
I feel like we got one game better. You know, it wasn't our best, and we're still striving for that, you know, but we got one game better, and we were able to run the ball there at the end.
Yeah, you mentioned it, more than 100 yards for Torrey Blaylock. How does that type of run game enhance what you can do down the road?
Yeah, if you establish a run game, you can open up the pass, and that's just how football is. And he's done a great job. I'm a true freshman. He's making plays, and we love him.
How about this defense denying a touchdown? How do they enable what you do when you're out there?
It's a team game, and they are good. They are very good, and they swarm the ball, and they're violent, and that's how they like to play. And we appreciate them, and we love going against them in practice.
The violence will perhaps need to continue as you start SEC play next week. What will be the focus on your side of the ball as you prepare for conference play?
Just keep bringing the physicality, establishing the run, and knowing their scheme just like we know ours. That's what it is.
Thanks for the time. Congrats.
Thank you.
42-3. Final score once again in Philadelphia. Rare trip to the East Coast